been forever.
It's been like 7 days. It's a
We've
lifetime.
been role playing VCs, traveling,
so good.
Steamboat, Santa Barbara. I go to Scottsdale tomorrow. Don't worry, I'm streaming from the Dale this time. Albania. Chris is going to Albania for some reason.
I'm always in Albania.
There's a lot going on. So I was about to say this to Chris off stream right before, but I actually realized that, as Rick Rubin says, none of our ideas are actually ours. All of the ideas we have belong to the universe, and we just pull it down. Okay, so we don't have ownership. We're just seeing it, grabbing it down. So this is my $1 million billion startup idea targeted towards, and I was thinking about this morning. You have to think about 12-year-olds now. Anytime you're marketing a product, especially with content or like, the new broccoli cut fashion. Bro, people who are 12 were born in 2014.
Wow.
Man. Anyways, okay, so you've probably noticed, like, many, I'd say 11 to like 18-year-olds now, even if they're in a group walking around, a lot of them have one AirPod in.
Yep.
And they just, I don't know if they're playing music or if they just have it in case they like want to like listen to music or do something. I assume they're listening to music at low volume. It's like when
I
you're
always assume that they're young DEA agents. They're like, we got a code 22, code 22.
Broccoli cut.
Yeah.
Anyway, right now we have the brain rot stimulation on screens. That's easy to find. Reels, TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook. You can always get instant brain rot stimulation. But I want to build a future where you can sit on the subway, not even have to have your phone out, and get the similar stimulation through your AirPods. Right now, we have podcasts, music. Music is getting to like, people are only listening to like 30 seconds of a song. No. Screw that. I want 5-second clips automatically scrolling through my ears, so it's constant stimulation. Maybe it could be a snippet from a song, or like a clip from a podcast that plays, or just a random sound effect that's funny, or like a certain frequency that like stimulates my brain. But I want that switching every 5 seconds, so you can sit on the subway and just like get the same type of stimulation. So that's my $1 million idea, probably billion, is TikTok brain rot stimulation for audio.
I love it. I'm in for 5 mil.
Perfect.
There's something there. There's something like where you could say all these apps, the purpose of the apps is like, there's like a website that will like teach you a new word every day, and you get that delivered by email. And then people are watching like their favorite comedy podcasts, and it's so that they can like recycle one dumb joke out of like an hour-and-a-half episode to their friends. And then, they're watching like 7 hours of Love Island every week so they can talk about the one piece of drama that people actually care about, that will like, talk about at the bar or whatever. So it's like all of those things, the word of the day, the Love Island hot goss, the like tech news that you need, 5 seconds, 5 seconds, 5 seconds, the new Drake song, 5-second snippet. Oh, did you hear that new Drake song? Yeah, it slaps. The part where like the heavy bass line, I loved it. You only need 5 seconds of anything.
Right. I really like that, is preparing people for social situations. We've talked about this with movies, music. The only reason you consume any of this shit is so that you can feel included when people are talking about it. But I like weaponizing jokes and equipping people with jokes. Like, hey, here's 5 jokes. Just memorize these in these great situations. If someone holds the door open for you, drop this. When you're ordering your coffee, drop this. When someone brings up football, use this. Someone used it in a podcast. Don't make up anything original. Go in with stuff that works. Good material.
That's right. But then like your mind is going to scramble all these things. You're going to get the like, oh, you know nothing about football. Just keep saying, let's run the ball. But you're going to get that mixed up, and it's going to be like you're watching golf and be like, all right, let's run the ball. And
right.
Like, what? This guy's glitching over here. What's his deal?
Speaking of glitching, have you ever eaten a burger and glitched?
No.
Well, the McDonald's CEO did. I think we took a look at this last week, and ever since it's blown up with the Wendy's CEO, Burger King, A&W, which I'm not. It's crazy. A&W. I thought they just made root beer, but everyone's going ham. Okay, and the thing that I hate about it is it's like the Morbius effect, where at first Morbius comes out and everyone's like, dude, this is so bad. But then it gets to a point where it's so bad that you kind of like have to go see it because everyone's talking about it. That's what happened with the Big Arch with me. Like at first I'm like, bruh, like this McDonald's CEO. Psh. But now I'm like, man, I actually need to try a Big Arch, honestly. Like it's gotten to that point.
I've seen multiple reviews from friends posting their own reviews of the Big Arch on Instagram, Twitter, whatever. It's like become a phenomenon. And this is great visibility for A&W because to your point, everybody just realized that A&W somehow has physical fast food locations in 2026.
Yeah, so needless to say, I'm getting McDonald's for lunch.
This I saw something fascinating just as we were starting. This is like a last second addition to the show, which we don't usually allow. We have
Bro,
really tight editorial
we've been
controls here.
preparing for weeks.
Yeah, I know.
Our choreographer is going to kill us.
Susan, we're so sorry. Susan's our choreographer. She makes $400,000 a year. Kevin from the New York Times said we made a blind taste test to see whether New York Times readers prefer human writing or AI writing. 86,000 people have taken it so far. And overall, 54% of quiz takers prefer AI.
Wow.
So they broke it down into, let's take a look at what this looks like. Who's a better writer, AI or humans? Take our quiz. And so they basically give you like literary fiction, fantasy, science writing, historical fiction, poetry. You go through all these prompts and you choose which phrase or which paragraph reads better. And so overall, AI is winning out against human writing.
Wait, hold on. These things are so different. Is this even like scroll down to the poetry one? The second one is about fish, and the first one is the owl.
You know,
so it seems like it's maybe
the problem is a human editor is in charge of this whole thing. If an AI editor was doing it, it would be apples to apples.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
We humans can't get shit right.
I think
We're doing it all wrong.
Yeah. They were definitely incentivized to make AI win so that they could do the title of saying that AI is taking everyone's job rather than
we should take I'm just gonna skim. What do we think? The boy asked his grandfather why the old church had no roof. The old man said weather and time and indifference. The boy asked if someone could fix it. The grandfather said yes. I mean, maybe this is just poor human writing. Maybe they just got their worst New York Times writer to write this shit.
This is a snooze fest.
It makes no difference what men think of war, said the judge. War endures as well. Ask men what they think of stone. What's happening here? All right, we're done with this.
I ain't reading any of this. But regardless, okay. One thing though is that AI is, I think most people would objectively agree, a better communicator, which is why so many people use it to reword emails, especially making them more concise. And a lot of times I'm blown away. It's like, wow, I wrote this paragraph and AI just summarized it in like one sentence and it gets everything across. So yesterday I was literally looking into personal AI communication coaches. Like there's a couple of tools out there made for sales, which makes sense. Like, hey, here's how to be a better communicator. But personally, I'm not even a sales guy. I just want these skills in general. Like it'd be so cool to be able to communicate as concisely and clear as possible. Like just speaking to people when you're not on the internet, because in person is becoming like, it doesn't matter if you can use AI to write a great email. If you sound like an idiot in person and sound stupid in person, it's an uphill battle. So anyways, this is something I've been working on. I was thinking, what other ways can I use AI to actually improve my personal like skills beside communication and speech? and haircut ideas.
I think that I actually think that like if you look at what's happening with early education, theoretically, anything that you want to learn, like I remember years ago, for whatever reason, like I think it was like when the power grid was down in Austin, because Austin, Texas has their own power like grid and utilities separate from like any of the major national players. And it was down. So I was like, I want to understand how like power is generated and how it makes it into houses. So I like watched some YouTube videos. I bought a book about it. I learned nothing. But theoretically, there's some way that I could like just state my goal to AI super concisely and say, in the next 30 minutes, like I want you to walk me through a bunch of things and then almost like quiz me on the things that I've learned. This is sort of how like Alpha School or like some of the early education stuff is working. So whether it's like getting better at math, science, verbal communication, written communication, like AI should be able to help you do all this stuff. It's like it just hasn't been harnessed properly yet. You kind of have to DIY it.
Except by Mark Zuckerberg, who's been talking like AI even before AI.
True.
And speaking of Mark Zuck, I was looking at the emails I believe that he was sending people about buying Facebook or about buying Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
Man, I got to find these. We also have to, at some point, go over the Evan Spiegel emails. Okay.
The fraternity emails.
The cursed. Oh gosh. All right, The Verge is canceled because here we go. Internal tech emails. That's what I'm talking about. Great website, great X too. Okay. Oh my gosh. Don't worry. See, this is why our choreographer. Internal tech emails. Big fan of the show, sponsored, as you can see. We're even following Mark Zuck in 2012. I wonder if we should consider buying Instagram, even if it costs $500 million. Right now, they seem to have two things that we don't: a really good camera and a photo-centric sharing network. And then he goes into detail about their camera and a lot about their filters on how on Instagram I guess you go on, you take a picture and it would just automatically like upscale it and make it look nicer. All these effects and then it sounds like he's being paid. And even their new Lux feature. I just took a photo and uploaded it to Facebook and it looked so low quality compared to Instagram. And this continues. He's saying, we're going to get, we might get effed up. This guy, Mike, Instagram is around 7 people and they've leveraged some outside help. We found the person who's done most of the art direction on their filters so we could catch up technically. However, the network is concerning because Mark says people on Instagram are everyone from non-technical high school friends to even Facebook employees, non-technical. So everyone is using this Instagram. Anyways, he's saying, Mark says, we're going to buy the product, not merge them together, keep them separately. And this went down in history as one of the greatest acquisitions of all time. Jameson, huge friend of the show. Waste of money. He could have vibe coded it for $7 in Claude tokens.
So the guy that he was emailing with, Mike Schroepfer, I think is his name, right? He was the CTO of Facebook at the time. Or actually he was the VP of engineering at the time. He later became the CTO. And
so he's broke.
He's broke. Yeah. No money. Negative cash. It's crazy that I was just looking this up. So this was in February of 2012. By April of 2012, they had purchased Instagram for $1 billion. So
wow.
In 60 days, they not only reached out, did the deal, doubled the price, got it done. Pretty amazing.
Let's see. How many employees did Instagram have?
I think they had 11, if I remember correctly.
13 employees when it was acquired by Facebook for $1 billion.
Yeah.
That is unreal.
And
But
now
now
there's 5-person AI teams raising it $5 billion post money. So,
now Instagram, they had their moment, but I'm sure, I mean, it's still going up, but now it has become, I think, unanimously behind LinkedIn that, of course, people are going to meme on. Instagram is the most hated, most deleted social app these days. People now, it's a thing. I deleted Instagram, so I can't look at it. I deleted Instagram 2 months ago, and I've been off Instagram, so don't even send me anything.
Instagram is like the I've heard that people think that it is like it's all become like fake aspirational, right? So it's like anytime you look at Instagram, the only times people post shit on Instagram is if things are going great. There's never anything like that funny that you couldn't see. Like Instagram has shorts, but it's the shorts if you want entertainment or better on YouTube, TikTok, whatever. And so you're just seeing random people mostly living these like extravagant vacations and lifestyles and whatever, pictures of crazy cars. It's just all it's all like pocketbook checking, I think.
Okay, I actually am going to disagree with the only doing well part. I truly believe that people only post on Instagram at their lowest moment. I mean, they will pick the best pictures from like the best parts of their lives. But in my personal, when I was on Instagram, I'm one of the hipsters now. I'm off that. But when I was posting on it, the only time I'd post is when I was so depressed. I'm like, oh my God, I just need I need anything in my life right now. This is a last resort. Let me scrap together as the best pictures I can. Please give me anything. So then when my friends post on Instagram now, I'm like, bro, are you good? Like, do you need anything from me?
That's fair.
And the
Do you
thing
need
is,
a hug?
LinkedIn sucks because it's like career FOMO. It's like everyone flexing career. But at the same time, okay, that's fine. It's career. Instagram is personal life flexing, which is 10 times more depressing. Career stuff, you can kind of, okay, whatever. That guy's a billionaire. Oh, he just started a company. That's cool. Personal life flexing is like, what? They have 2 kids and they're happy, and I'm fucking sitting here working at a Jimmy John. Like, it's a million times worse, and you can't escape. So
That's true. My biggest Instagram flex is that in the last 7 years, I've only posted 3 photos, which are
nice.
the 3 photos of our kids being born, and that's it.
No way.
It's 3 pictures of our kids in the hospital being born, nothing else.
And only 1 photo per post.
Yeah, I think there's probably like, I think some of them are reels. There's like definitely 3 or 4, but not a ton.
Oh, did your
we don't.
editor your
I
editor
used to
cooked it
feel the
out?
need, pre 2019 when COVID changed the world. No, but pre kids, like I would occasionally post, like once in a while, I would post like a big roundup of like travel or shit that I did.
Yeah.
But it was like, I want other people to appreciate how amazing this trip was that I went on.
Right. I mean, no hate. I used to post a lot, but I was literally just scraping for just needed, I don't know, something to suck on. But I think my favorite part of social media is profile pictures. Now, there's a lot that goes into profile pictures, but LinkedIn profile pictures are the best because that's where you get the widest variety. So on Facebook, okay, someone could have like a suit on, or it could be like a guy in a truck with sunglasses. Doesn't really matter. LinkedIn, obviously, there's like a norm. But the thing is, to assert dominance on LinkedIn, you have to have the worst profile picture of all time. So this guy, Eric, profile pic of the best engineer at your company, obviously Slack profile picture. Andrew Reed, partner at Sequoia, claps back with the greatest profile picture I've ever seen. And this is so good because someone couldn't even make this up ironically. Like, this is something that could only exist as completely real. And so, yeah, I had to share this as the greatest LinkedIn profile picture I've ever seen in my life.
Do you know the greatest thing about like Zscaler, this company, is, first of all, it's a publicly traded company. I think a lot of people might not know that. So this is the founder of a publicly traded company, and it's not like a small company. It's a $26 billion company. So this dude is worth for sure 2-3 billion.
Really?
Yeah.
Also, how sick is it? I'm going deep. I'm going on his page. Wow. How insane is it that he has the same first and last name, unless he's just doing that for like privacy purposes, but it also pops up like on Google. Kailash. His partner exceeding 11 billion. That's insane. So, yeah, if you want to be a billionaire, all you got to do is or once you become a billionaire, it's a rite of passage. You can't force this type of thing. It just has to like come naturally.
This guy has so much aura. Like in the key executive section. Look at this. This is so funny. I don't know how he's getting away with all this. In the key executives of Zscaler, like if you look in, he's listed as a key executive. Everybody else has their full name: Mike Rich, Kevin Rubin, Adam, Raj. He just goes by Mr. K Kailash.
Yeah, that's
Just
fire.
gets Mr. K.
That's so fire. So it also reminded me of this. I'm sure many of you guys have seen the long tenured principal performance architect at Microsoft called it quits to the Goose farmer pipeline. And this is, I think every male has this printed out on their wall. And it's the same thing as doing manual labor in Alaska when the going gets tough at your corporate job. But I mean, started at Microsoft in 2001, bro, definitely stacked some M's. Then dipped, probably retired, called it quits, started raising geese, which I could actually see it. At first I was like, why the hell would you want to raise geese? They're so annoying. But then if you have that perspective shift where you're now raising them, they're actually not that annoying as long as they don't shit all over.
Right. There was a a friend of mine whose parents are both, I think like one's a cardiac surgeon, the other one is like anesthesiologist. They're both raking it in as doctors. They live on this big ranch, and they started off raising cattle as like a side quest when my friend was like growing up. He like grew up on this ranch. And then cattle, now that they're in their 60s, probably early 60s, cattle becomes kind of like an effort, especially if you're not like really truly a cattle farmer. You're like chasing around all these cows and you're having to, like breed them and put them down. It's just a whole thing.
Right.
So they pivoted their side quest business to rare birds that people eat in restaurants. And so if you're trying to like eat this like very specific chicken, or you're trying to eat a pigeon, like they're the people. And they have this like big barn, and they raise all these like exotic birds that are meant for human consumption, but they sell these birds to like 13 restaurants in the Bay Area, and they like rake it in this business. It's fascinating.
I believe it. People are doing way too much.
Like just be a surgeon. Just do that. You don't need to be a surgeon and a pigeon farmer all at once.
Eat some chicken.
Yeah. This was pretty interesting. Speaking of rich people side quests. New York Mag spoke with 60 New Yorkers about how much they made last year. Here were some of the top earners. Everybody was digging in on this as like the most BS profile of all time, by the way. This like consultant who makes $17 million from consulting fees and stock in companies that went public. Wild.
All my friends hate consulting, so I can confirm that that's not real.
Yeah. Delivery, Uber Eats, making 75K.
No, that's snow shoveler in New York.
Yeah.
Okay, so
consultant.
Okay. I need to stop talking about Logan Paul. I don't know why he's all over my feed, so I promise this
Because
is
he
like
goes viral when you talk about him on YouTube every time, though.
this is
So
like the second to last time I'll bring him up. So more people should be taking notes from Logan Paul because he has no money in the stock market, and instead he has a 66 million year old Triceratops skull. And he says, "The F am I gonna do with the stock, bro? When I come downstairs in the morning, I see a $66 million year old Triceratops skull sitting there. It puts my humanity in perspective." Okay, so it would be cool from anyone beside this guy because he's just like the most performative
What am I
guy.
gonna do with the stock, bro? Let me tell you what happens when I come downstairs in the morning and I see a 66 million year old Triceratops skull sitting there. It puts my humanity in perspective.
The issue is he's like he talks like he's a youth group leader. Like if he was more chill, just be like, "Yeah, I got this skull. It's sick." So yeah, this is Chris, I hope you take his advice, sell your stocks and instead get a skull. Cuz the F am I going to do with a stock?
someday when he's 50 and broke, from only collecting Pokemon cards and 66 million year old Triceratops skulls, he'll rewatch this clip and wish that he had purchased some Microsoft stock.
You know that you got ripped off if the guy buying your thing is hitting a gong and screaming.
Yeah,
I still remember
greatest.
the Pokemon card sale.
the greatest. We need to pull that up. Speaking of artifacts, here's an even better one. I wouldn't want because I think, all right, I think with all of these dinosaur fossils, people are getting grifted because these dinosaur fossils are crazy expensive, right? They're like so rare and they're like so many years old, and we did carbon dating. No. What you want if you have money is what Chris Fralick, who's one of the founding partners at First Round, has. He has a blue box, which is authenticated by Steve Wozniak from the early 1970s when he and Steve Jobs made and sold these devices to allow free long-distance phone calls. So before they started Apple Computer, Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak were like hackers, and they were selling all this like illegal shit to other computer hackers around, I think, like Cupertino, Sunnyvale. And most of them have, long been destroyed, been forgotten about. But this guy owns one of them that is like authenticated by Steve Wozniak.
How does it work?
Nobody knows. I mean, it seems like it's probably, my guess is it's somehow like tapping into like a phone receiver, or like, you're like plugging something into, this is obviously like for a battery. So maybe, I don't know, you're like hooking this into the back of a phone or something. I'm not sure.
That's unreal. Yeah, old tech gadgets, like people, my dad has the original iPod Touch, and like people have like really old iPhones. Those things are freaking sweet.
All right. A blue box is an electronic device that produces tones used to generate the in-band signaling tones formerly used within North American long-distance telephone network to send line status and called number information over voice circuits. All right, this is too much. Anyways.
Yeah, that's too much. Okay.
Pretty cool.
So here we go. We got to bring this back. So Sean says, "I'm no genius, but signs that you're overpaying as a buyer." So for context, someone bought or bid $12.5 million on Logan Paul's Pikachu card. And so when this bid came in, Logan Paul started smashing a gong, having a party, and screaming, "No way, bro." And Sean says that is a good sign that you're probably overpaying.
What are we at? The current bid on the Illustrator, $12,400,000.
No way! No way! No way! What? No way! No way! He just wants to end it. He just wants to end it. No way, bro!
one more bid's the new record.
WWE has gotten to his head.
Right. I was like, this is like the most WWE reaction you could have to a
Someone should come in
nerd
and
auction.
smash him in the head with a chair. That would have been the only way that
Totally.
it could have gotten better.
So there's this guy who is I think he is a legit filmmaker named Charles Curran, who has this new AI studio that is creating 100% AI generated content. And it's like the highest fidelity thing that I have seen that is fully AI generated. Have you seen this?
Mm-mm.
Check this out.
I brought 30 of the dumbest Instagram influencers in the world to Dubai. But instead of chocolate, we have a very different surprise for them.
Ladies, your new challenge: escape Dubai.
Anyway,
Oh my God.
it's like this full trailer of like Jeffrey Epstein, MrBeast, Putin. You got the whole gang and all these like fake Instagram influencers trying to escape Dubai as like Iran is bombing it.
That's unreal. Dude, if AI reality TV becomes a thing, that's like the last straw. Like reality TV is already bad enough, like watching the slop. But the only reason that it's worth it is because it's like real people losing their dignity in real time. So it's like, okay, that's entertaining. Oh,
Yeah.
but
I would say, provided where we're at, we're like a year away from like a fully AI reality show being top 10 on Netflix is my prediction.
I believe that. We need to place long-term bets on this show and then start keeping track of them.
We do.
But
we'll have our long-term bets guy, Dave, who's on staff. He makes $290,000 a year. We'll have him. Dave, can you write that down for us?
Yeah.
Thanks.
AI reality TV. You know what we're not 1 year away from? AI lobbyists backed by Y Combinator. So, Philip Morris was tired of sending some 65-year-old dude with deep pockets to try to, keep the disclaimers and pictures of people dying of cancer off the cigarette boxes. What a drag. I mean, you got to pay the lobbyist. The lobbyist has to travel to DC, book meetings with these people to make sure that there's no warnings on cigarettes. Okay, finally, someone is saving the day, coming in with AI lobbyists. Their agents help catch and suppress regulatory threats that would have cost millions in compliance.
And I'm Zion. And we're ex-lobbyists who passed legislation before we could even vote. And now we're building Fed10, AI agents that help companies learn about regulatory threats before they cost them entire markets. Last August, Illinois passed a single law that completely wiped out the AI therapy market. The companies building in this space, they only found out about it after it was too late to act. And things like this happen all the time. Big companies spend $30 billion a year on lobbyists and consultants to still get blindsided by regulatory changes. And that's because no team can keep track of hundreds of thousands of legislative agenda for you.
Okay, so I mean, I've seen a couple of these companies that will track legislation and like be like, hey, this could hurt you. But I guess what I got hung up on was the lobbyist part where is it taking any action?
And whether it's a threat or an opportunity. And when you need to write amendments to change them, we can help you with that as well. We're a full stack government affairs software. We can even get you the right lobbyists.
We've been in policy since we were teenagers. We passed legislation before we could even vote. And that's how we know the system is broken. Companies still pay consultants hundreds of thousands of dollars a year for.
So what do you think? Are you on board?
Well, first of all, kudos to these guys. I did assume that you had to be over the age of 14 to be a lobbyist, but I was wrong. You learn something new every day.
Yeah, these guys, they said
that guy goes to preschool with my son.
They've been
My son's preschool right now.
They've been passing legislation since before they could vote.
So I think the concept is interesting. It's definitely they went a little bit too broad with the pitch. To your point, I think it's like clearly this is noticing important things that could mess you up from a regulatory perspective. Great, and then some sort of like Harvey-esque like AI writing tool to counter some of these regulations. But yeah, like the nature of lobbying is that it is going to be the hardest business to kill. I know this because when I worked at Zillow in 2011, so 15 years ago, my first big boy job, after I worked at a startup that was acquired by Zillow went public. Trulia had gone public. We bought Trulia. It was this multi-billion-dollar merger. Realtor.com was going public. CoStar was public. There are like 17 public companies. Compass went public. All of them have the original mission. Open Door is public. All of them have this original mission of killing real estate agents. And real estate agents spend more money lobbying than like any other group, like literally more than tobacco.
Really?
Yeah. And not only has nobody like come close to killing real estate agents, if you look at the number of real estate agents since 2010, it's like 3x in America.
Yeah.
So there's like billions and billions and billions of dollars of tech companies in the market trying to kill realtors. And realtors are like not going to roll over that easily because they have lobbyists, and lobbyists are not going to, roll over that easily. And so, yeah, I think Kevin's point here of like lobbyists hire people like them and they're not going to give up that easily is totally true. So kudos to like, I think if you're however old these guys are, if you're 20 and you're trying to fight the good fight, like this is a good time in your life to fight the good fight before you get old and disillusioned like me. And you go, well, realtors are just going to last forever because they have good lobbyists. Yeah. Isn't that insane? There's 1.5 million members of the National Association of Realtors. There's only 330 million people in this country.
Right. And the number of individuals holding active real estate license is estimated to be over 3 million. So, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, like when I don't know if there's a chart for this, but if I recall correctly, when I got into like real estate tech in 2010, 2011, the total number of licenses was like 900,000 to 1 million, something like that.
Let's pull this up. So let's see. You started your career in 1980.
It was like around, it was 2010. Yeah, in 1980.
Yeah, 1980. You were like 20. No, yeah, it was like 900,000. Damn, it swelled up. Dang, 2008. Oh,
mortgage crisis.
Oh, I see. So if this chart tells us anything,
well, then we were in a rate crisis, right? we had from 20. I mean, the mini spike there in 2020 is you have the ability to go buy a house for 1.8% interest rate. So everybody's like, oh, I want to sell houses for 1.8% interest rate.
People who locked in the 30-year mortgages at 1%. It's unreal. Okay, so realtors, houses, offices. This owner of a real estate company said, I don't want a co-working space. I don't want floating desks. Everyone is getting their own tiny home instead of a cubicle. He said it would be more private. It'd be fun to customize. So You can build your own tiny home in this office building. He says they're happier and more productive. So let's take a look at this and we can analyze, what exactly is going on. The one issue is there's no windows in the whole place, which makes it a little creepy. And I just imagine someone out here at 2 a.m. throwing up.
Yeah, this is what I imagine Epstein Island is like.
So
No, I mean it's like kind of like when I first saw it, my gut reaction was like, dude, this is so sick. If I had to commute from my house or apartment an hour to go sit in a small house in a warehouse, I would be so pissed. Like the only purpose of going and showing up in person is so that you get like the authentic conversations of like dropping in on people, overhearing things, popping into meetings, like hanging out in the cafeteria. Everybody, if you have your own tiny house with a door that closes, you're just going to sit in there all day with the door closed.
Right. Yeah. And
Stupid.
Also, the whole point is the office is supposed to be, nowadays it's changing. We looked at the Roblox video the other day where people get, 10 catered meals a week and a free massage every day and free dating app subscription. But when I was working corporate, so this was way back when, this was long time ago, like 2023
or 2025 even. Yeah. Year ago.
The whole point was that it's shitty in a cubicle. And then you go to your coworkers, you're like, dude, this is ass. And it's like you're going through it together and that builds camaraderie. If it's too nice, what are you supposed to complain about? The whole point is you need to complain with other people and feel like you're in it together. Otherwise, if it's nice, like you say, then it's like all we have to complain about is that like the catered lunch isn't good. And then it just becomes depressing, and then you're Mark Zuckerberg having someone scope out your snorkeling spots before you go and you're still going to complain about it. And life just becomes a black hole.
Yeah. I think that, if you're going to work in person, there's a certain way to do it. Yeah. You need a little bit of like roughness in the office. So I saw, on our favorite topic, I saw a list of things that people, either consider to have a positive outlook on or a negative outlook on. And so it seems like people broadly, they really like Pope Leo the 14th, right? He's like, even if you're not Catholic, he's an American, he goes to ball games, he's a man of the people, he hasn't done anything wrong, it seems like. And people in this country, at least, they really don't like Iran. I don't know what they ever did, but if you sort of take these like two bookends, and then I saw this and I thought, this is pretty funny. NBC did a poll which shows AI with worse poll numbers than basically anything controversial. Marco Rubio, JD Vance, the Republican Party, Kamala Harris, Gavin Newsom, ICE. People just hate, like your average person just hates listening to and talking about AI, which is why this live stream is so popular.
This is unreal. Also, because like I'm also wondering, like, what does this even mean? Like, what do they ask? Are they just like rate this 1 to 10 AI Gavin Newsom?
Let's see. The nation overall has a negative view of both parties. Led by the survey asked primary voters whether they prefer to vote for a candidate who comes in. I don't know what this means.
Would you rather vote for AI or ICE? Speaking of Super Mario Galaxy ad, I still remember you talked about it on like maybe the first live stream. But nowadays, if you look at like movie theaters, 90% of them are Mario 2, Minions 4, Wreck-It Ralph 2, Scream 7.
Movies in theaters. Let's check it out. Yeah, we got Scream 7. We've got Withering Heights. We've got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 somehow in theaters. I don't know what that means. We've got Zootopia 2. Yeah, it's all Avatar, Fire and Ash. Marty Supreme is still somehow. That was like Marty Supreme got so hyped because it was like one of the first original films in like 17 years, I think. I didn't see it, but that's what I've heard.
Did you I heard that Anthropic was airing those Super Bowl ads in movie theaters. Did you hear this?
No, but I believe that. That makes sense.
Okay, this comes from one of my friends, and
Friend of the stream.
Anthropic will go the way of movie theaters. Okay, unreliable. However, it is a great idea because why? I mean, if this idea gets out there, it's going to ruin everything because it's just going to be Salesforce commercials. But it is interesting that movies, the only commercials you see are for other movies. But
I took our two oldest kids to see a movie in theaters for the first time ever. It was the new, speaking of remakes, it's like the 17th remake of Puss in Boots. And it's about the cat, which is like on his last life. And so he has to be very careful.
I saw that one.
And yeah, they loved it. But I was like, it was crazy. Here was the dichotomy of how like where movie theaters are in the world. The tickets in a pretty expensive area of California were $1 a piece. And this is in a massive luxury theater with like fully reclining seats with like push buttons that you can call for service. And the tickets were $1 a piece with no tax. So the actual total to walk into the theater for myself and my two oldest kids was $3. We sat down, we pushed the button because our son wanted some popcorn, and we got a small bucket of popcorn. And I think the small bucket of popcorn was $26.
Yep.
So it's like the printer and the ink cartridge now. It's like, come in, watch the movie. Snacks are going to be $100.
That's also insane because like I've heard of $5 Tuesdays, but dude, movies around here you're paying like $24 for a ticket and $20 for popcorn, which is unreal. One thing about the Puss in Boots movie is that, dude, that movie was fire. I'm pretty sure I went there alone. It was a very low point in my life. I went to Puss in Boots: The Last Wish alone at the ripe age of like 23. But it made me feel like I was on acid. Like these kid shows are like TikTok for an hour and a half, where it's just constant noise and it's like a slot machine essentially, where it's just it's like it's impossible to not be stimulated.
It is. It's actually messed up to that point because like the Puss in Boots: The Last Wish is like there's Goldilocks and the three bears and they're chasing Puss in Boots and it's sword fights. It's that for like 2 hours.
Right.
And of course, like as a kid, you're just like, whoa, like just everything's happening. But if we like make them watch The Lion King, which came out like originally in like 92 or whatever, they are so bored.
Right.
Because it's like there's moments where it's just like 45 seconds of like the fake animated camera following the fake animated characters with just like silence. There's no like big movie tracks that they can dance to. There's not like birds happening in the sky. It's just like a lion just like walking along for a few seconds. And they're like, when's the next song? And we're like, there's like one or two good songs, but other than that, you don't get a lot of songs. Sorry.
It's also when you watch old movies also, by the way, Puss in Boots 2 made almost $500 million.
That is insane. Well,
Half-
they should update that to $484 million and three because of the $3 that we spent watching it.
They should also say $484 million of ARR if they were smart, because then they could sell $500 million from Puss in Boots 2. But if you watch old movies, even nice flashback. If you watch old movies, even for me, the intro of the credits can sometimes be unbearable. Like those older movies, sometimes there's like 5 minutes of just music and like the actors and credits coming up. And I always, when I watch with my dad, I'm like, man, this would never fly these days.
Totally.
This movie is in theaters right now. So the other day I was like, yeah, I'm actually in the mood for a movie. Like I could totally go see a movie. I didn't like anything I liked, but I saw this and I swear that there has been this movie or like some 4% different movie in theaters for the past 8 years where it's some animal in this exact animation, pretty sure with like 90% of the same cover art, all these cartoon animal movies. I think it's fake. I think they pay people to go, and it's an experiment. There's no way that it's good.
So you did not actually see Hoppers.
No, I didn't. I was convinced that it was an experiment.
You bowed out. All right, here's something that we can do if anybody listening to this, or maybe we'll do it as part of a mid-March road trip. Have you ever driven up the like true sort of like northern coast of California?
Yeah.
Okay. So I've spent a little bit of time up there. I would say amongst like the southern part, like never way up to like Crescent City to like the border necessarily, but I've spent some time driving around in way north of Marin. And so I saw this post that I thought was interesting as a native Californian. Scientists are studying this region to find out what happens there. And then, okay, so there were some interesting replies. The most interesting reply was this guy who said, I wrote a long gonzo piece on this area. It's called the Lost Coast because they couldn't build the highways close to the ocean for topographical reasons. Spent 3 weeks driving around aimlessly, found weird hidden beach town deep in the redwoods called Shelter Cove that has serious Epstein vibes. Have you ever been to Shelter Cove?
Not that I recall.
So this was the piece. And then he says the only way to get there is 3 hours through heavy redwoods or by private plane. Yet I saw 3 strung out Brazilian twinks with bleached blonde hair buying beer at 8 a.m. Also just watching the people get off the private runway, lots of rich freaks. And then there were like a lot of people that were like corroborating this story. And if you look at Shelter Cove, it is basically like an airstrip with a bar at the end of it. It's kind of all you get.
Holy shit.
And so I was looking at, let's see. I was then looking at Shelter Cove, California. Let's go here.
Anything with Grove in its name is not good.
Bad. You've got like the Devil's Slide Trail. Where is this place? No, this is wrong. Shelter Cove. I was like, that's okay. Yeah. So you've got like an RV lot. You've got Mario's Marina Bar has like shockingly good reviews. It's kind of like weird vibes. I don't know. So usually these small town bars, it's like a real shithole. Not Mario's.
Can we pull up the lowest review?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's see. Sort lowest ranking. Weird vibes. Walked in, but bartender just ignored me. Okay. We're back to the blondes.
Response from owner. That's unusual.
Yep. Sorry. Not open. Okay.
Mysterious.
I don't know. Now I want to go. I mean, anytime somebody is writing, okay, let's see. One of the last refugees of the WASP, they're keeping it very quiet. Definitely was not the vibe I got from the people flying in. Yeah, I don't know. I stayed in Shelter Cove in a comfortable Airbnb for $3K a month, saw a deer in the backyard. Glad no one knows about it. I don't know. Mixed reviews, but I want to check it out.
I definitely want to go now. Holy crap.
This is the like review of the town. I read through it. It was very good.
Drag to change. Okay, I need to check this out. Oh, Humboldt. Okay, I've been through Humboldt County, but I don't remember. That's wild. I mean, driving from Seattle to San Francisco if you take that 101 along the coast, is one of the craziest drives of all time because there's nothing notable. There's just all these small little towns that are like super cool, like middle of nowhere. It's like Forks, Washington. Forks is one of these places that is just lost in time. Everything is from the 50s. Twilight was filmed there, which is the only reason that people go.
Did you go through Alder Point, California?
I mean, maybe.
Probably. I think the highway runs through there. This place called Alder Point. There's a documentary on Netflix about it, which is called Murder Mountain, because there have been like so many disappearances, serial killings, murders tied to this specific tiny town. Like Alder Point has a total population of 137. And I think that there have been like
it's probably one guy.
20 murders and disappearances over the last 10 years there.
Yeah, it's definitely just one guy, and he can't believe that he's getting away with it.
Yeah. It's wild.
Okay, so
imagine living in a town of 100 and being a serial killer, and you've killed 20 of the people, and you're just like, I keep winning. They can't get me.
Okay. So I made a big decision last night in terms of AI. I used to subscribe to ChatGPT Plus and Claude Pro or whatever. Peace out, Dennis. Both of them I was paying like $20 a month for, I think. And I was like, I'm just going to get both, play around. But it's completely over. I canceled my ChatGPT subscription yesterday, and I canceled my $20 ChatGPT, and I upgraded my Claude to the $100 per month, like Pro Max version or whatever, because I kept running out of usage. And I saw this, and it's exactly how I feel. So the Claude revolution is happening, and this is how MFs start moving after they start using Claude from ChatGPT. And it's so true because I have friends who are like not really into tech, or they're not working in tech, and they're like now just discovering Claude, and they're like, oh, is Claude good? And once people switch, they totally switch up. So where are you at? Do you pay for anything?
No, actually, I don't anymore. This change. The funny thing is this should also be a recurring segment, because anytime you and I talk about AI, I feel like a month ago I was like $20 a month Claude, $9 Suno. I canceled Claude, canceled Suno. Never have had premium GPT. Have premium Grok through Twitter Premium. But yeah, I mean, it's so I will say on the free version, I tried to do I was trying to make kind of a witty post that was incorporating so the platform X has new guidelines for sponsored content. You're supposed to add this like sort of like paid sponsorship tag. And I was trying to do kind of like a witty poem about it that would include something about this being like a sponsored post. And I tried it on GPT, Claude, and Grok. Definitely got the best the best results on free ChatGPT over paid Grok or free Claude for whatever it's worth. Like
Wow.
far and away, not even close.
ChatGPT has gotten better at writing.
Yeah.
And the okay, I also need to hold on. I had another Claude one pretty soon. Guys, don't look at my bookmarks in between here. Here we go. Okay. So these Claude memes are hilarious. Anyways, Claude, yeah, lost the Pentagon contract. And then they shipped memory so that you can like easily import from other AI providers, meaning you can easily switch from ChatGPT. The memory in these platforms is crazy because now Claude, since I've been using it for so long, when I ask it something or do anything, it'll be like, it'll literally say, "Oh shit," or like, "Bro, that's fucked." Like it will swear at me and use, just talk back to me the way that I talk to it, which is insane. And it'll be like, when I was talking about, hey, maybe I want to go to Europe. It was like, hey, maybe you should go here. And I kept asking it all these questions. And it was like, yo, Kevin, are you going to book the ticket or just keep asking me all this bullshit? Like, book the ticket. And I was like, holy shit. All right. And I did buy it. So I am totally at will.
Yeah, Anthropic's actually owned by a travel agency now, so that makes
Anthropic
sense.
is owned by Albania, and
Yeah.
that's why I'm now flying into Albania for no reason.
So you are not the only one who has made the switch, because I saw their recent revenue numbers, and this is legitimately the craziest revenue story I've ever seen, hands down. Okay, so down here, they recently surpassed 19 billion in run rate revenue, up from 9 billion at the end of 2025. This came out March 3rd.
That is
So
insane.
in the first 2 months of the year, they doubled revenue from the end of last year through now.
I'm not surprised.
That's
I don't know.
crazy.
I don't know what they're doing, but I kept running out of usage, and then it was like, hey, you just need to upgrade. And honestly, I've never had an easier time spending $100. Usually, I've never paid $100 a month in my life for anything beside health insurance now. But I had an easier time upgrading to $100 a month Claude than I did for my health insurance. I'm like, man, health insurance, $100 a month? And I might not need that. Claude, I was like, bro, 200, 300, whatever you need, take it, because you're literally like changing my life for the better in so many ways and doing like 80% of the work. It's like it's an entry-level employee for no matter what you're doing. I just started playing with like the API and MCP, and I don't even know what MCP stands for, but I've started like using it, and it can like integrate with other tools and whatever tools you use at work, Excel or like Google Drive or whatever. It is literally an entry-level employee. So for $100 a month, it's an absolute steal.
Some people are using Claude to, do all of their taxes and their Excel work so that they can spend more time watching Love Island. I do the opposite. I ask it to summarize Love Island so that I can spend more time manually working in Excel and manually slacking people. The hustle never stops.
Right.
Shareholders always need, additional results. We have to add value to the bottom line. That's how we roll over here.
Okay. So speaking of Claude and vibe coding, Chris, I sent you this. Thank you for the feedback. But
so good.
I vibe coded my first project ever. And I wanted to bring this up also for any unemployed people listening. So, 90 to 95% of you guys, I used to tell people, and Chris, I know you have too, that posting on social media, whether you're a founder or like looking for jobs, if you're interested in like video games, honestly, you should start a video game page and post about your takes on it and like what you're seeing in the market, or same thing with cars or like whatever you're into. Posting about it is amazing on a resume. You can show someone. I feel similarly now about vibe coding, where no matter what industry you're in, if you apply and you say, yeah, look at these 2 projects I vibe coded for like fashion, and because I like fashion. Anyways, it's a muscle that I wanted to make sure didn't atrophy. I want to stay on top. So what better thing to code than the ultimate thought leader slop generator. So this is thoughtslop.net, completely free, by the way. You're just eating up all my credits. So if you guys want to use, you can probably hack it and like just use the credits for yourself. I really don't care. Anyways, this is what it does. So it's thought leadership straight from your camera roll. It's the easiest way to get slop. Okay. If you want engagement and you want slop, don't put any effort in. Don't think, don't be creative. Just don't put any effort in. Just pick a picture. So here I have a picture here. This is straight from my camera roll. As you can see, oops, you can pick one, or on mobile, you can even take a photo. Now you can add context if you want. So I'm going to say doing a podcast. There's a picture of Chris in here. Now I can pick what I wanted to do. So sob story or humble brag, or I'm a great person. So I'm going to do, let's do hot take that everyone agrees with. Now you just click, get that engagement, and it'll pop out the perfect post. Okay, so this is great. Most authentic content isn't authentic. I've been doing this podcast for months now, and the episodes that perform best aren't the polished ones. They're the ones where I mess up a question and my voice cracks. I admit I have no idea what I'm talking about. Anyways, you can do this with anything. Upload a picture of your friends, save it, share it. This is my vibe coded project. Chris, do you think that I'm going to become a billionaire?
Yes.
Nice.
100%.
Okay. Perfect. So I want to try this with one more picture. Name any item. Fridge, laundry, Maduro. Okay. So let's get Maduro in the tree.
He's really fallen off. I thought he would stay in the limelight a little bit longer.
No, it's because he didn't start live streaming.
True.
Okay. So here we go. We're just going to upload Maduro. And for this one, we're not going to give it any context. We're going to say what it taught me about B2B sales. As you can see, it's going to cook up a perfect thought leadership post. Oh, this VR headset taught me everything about discovery calls. Last week, I strapped on the clunky prototype and immediately felt disoriented, but something interesting happening. Okay, so yeah, maybe not.
Flop.net, new sponsor, friend of the show. Check him out.
This is it. Go use my credits. I think people are supposed to monetize this shit, but I was thinking about it. Okay, I think it's a VR headset. Anyways, it's perfect thought slop. But I was thinking about it. I'm like, okay, honestly, it was super fun to build this thing. Like vibe coding, it'd be nice to make some money on it, but I'm kind of treating it like pickleball. So pickleball is a hobby. You're willing to buy rackets, buy balls, pay for court reservations, and you don't really blink twice. It's like, I'm going to spend money because it's something I like doing. And I think with vibe coding now, you don't need to make money on everything. Like I bought like a $10 domain and I've spent like 40 cents in credits doing this thing. And I had a lot of friends be like, how are you going to make money? How are you going to make money? You got to monetize it. I'm like, bro, I don't give a fuck. I'll happily spend $100 if people are going to use this thing.
The best things you have to invest sometimes years and many dollars into, and then the right spark comes at the right time, or the right two wires get crossed, and that's where you make all the money. So it's kind of like there's like pickleball. It's like drinking at the bar. You're buying beers. People are like, why are you always here drinking at the bar? You're like, I'm not worried about money. I'm just going to keep investing in the Miller Lights. The Miller Lights are flowing. But then one of those days, you have the right combination of the sun is shining outside, you're 2 Miller Lights deep at the bar, and you go, aha, I have the idea that's going to change the world. You become a billionaire.
Right.
That's what vibe coding is.
Right.
It's drinking at an online slot bar.
They need slot bars.
This guy has spent a lot of time drinking at a slot bar, and he hit the right time to become a billionaire. Have you heard of Leopold Ashton Brenner?
Yep. I've seen this guy all over.
Okay. So he is now, part of this is because of investor inflows. He started with 225 million. He has turned it into $5.5 billion in under a year. He's got a $1 billion position in Bloom Energy. He's got a huge short on Infosys. So he's betting that Claude, Codex, et cetera, are going to replace outsourced IT work. He's added 300 million to CoreWeave. Super interesting. He's like super concentrated on maybe 10 holdings across $5 billion.
And so
which
one of these are popping off? Like, so
Bloom Energy and CoreWeave in particular, I think are like way up since he bought.
Bloom is up 59% year to date.
Okay.
CoreWeave is down 5% year to date.
The problem is these holdings are as of December 31st. It's not they're basically like reported 2 months behind. So that probably from his like early January investor update is where those numbers were coming from. But
I see. And Bloom is up 150% over the past 6 months.
And CoreWeave is up like 100% over the last year. So yeah, I mean, I imagine a lot of this has to do with investor inflows. I think somebody shared the actual number. Like, I think his portfolio has actually like tripled. Like, if you imagine he took that whatever it was, 225 million, turned it into like 750 million to $1 billion, and then billions of other dollars have flowed in to be like, oh, you can do the same with my billions.
Right.
Still a sick story, but he's definitely picked some like under the radar winners. What's Lumentum Holdings? Have you looked this up?
No. Oh, they're a podcast.
Their stock is up 9% today.
Holy shit.
Okay, maybe this is where the gains are coming from. Look at the performance of Lumentum over the last 1 year.
Holy shit.
He bought the stock at like $50 a share. It's at 700 a share. It's up 1,000% in a year. Year to date, 80%.
Let's see. What do they do? Designer and manufacturer of optical and photonic products enabling high-speed networking, cloud computing, and AI data center infrastructure. Wow. Yeah. Again, too smart for me. But you know what's not too smart for me? And this is a real test of our generational difference. Okay. So does this ring a bell at all? Does this mean anything to you?
No.
Man. This is jailbreaking iPhones. You ever know about jailbreaking?
Yeah.
Hacking the iPhones. Am I this old already? Okay. So I wonder what this guy's up to. This guy like invented, oh damn, he's playing the violin. So he invented jailbreaking. And he was a local politician on California. Wow. Anyways, jailbreaking was funny because you could like pirate stuff for free, but the coolest thing about jailbreaking is that you could swipe, and instead of your apps moving normally, you could have them like do a double barrel roll, and it would just lag the fuck out of your phone. But it was cool when you were in 8th grade. So I saw this. It was a nostalgia trip for me.
Yeah, when this came out, I was in college.
Yeah, and at college, you definitely don't need that. You know what's a worse name than Cydia? Is
chlamydia.
Right. I think chlamydia is actually a pretty good name. Anyways, the Jacob Bar. Okay, this guy says we have to stop. Again, there's David Bar. There's a million. Let's see. Jacob. Yep. David. Josh. Wine. Okay. David. Okay. Anyways, everyone is naming their products white people names, pretty much. Are you on board or are you off board?
I'm very off board. I think any of these, like, we need to, we used to have things that were like on the bars that were either named like really silly shit, like Butterfinger, great
Right.
name, or it would be named after like the legendary family that started the thing, or like where it was based, like Hershey's chocolate or Mars bars or whatever. We need to return more to that. Or
Right.
just go like silly with it, like Jelly Bellies, hilarious.
Butterfinger.
Jelly Beans, hilarious.
Right. Butterfinger is really good.
Top selling. What do you think the top selling candy bars in the US are?
Can we exclude bar? Can we do candy in general? Or you want to do
top
bar?
selling. We're gonna go with Wikipedia on this. Sorry, Grokpedia, sponsor of the show, but we're gonna go with Wikipedia on this. Top list of top selling candy brands and what they are considering as the top selling chocolates and sweets. And this is super dated because whatever reason Wikipedia is only pulling in the 2012 annual sales.
Oh God.
But it's still Eric, good to see you.
Peace out, Eric.
Stand up. So this is I think this is just worldwide. This is pretty interesting. I'm actually a little bit surprised at number one. What do you think number one is worldwide? Top selling chocolates and sweets.
I mean, I'm tempted to say M&Ms, but I'm also tempted to say Nerds Gummy Clusters, but that might be too modern.
Ooh, you were
peanut butter M&Ms.
You were close with the first one. See, I would have guessed M&Ms too.
Reese's.
Reese's. Cadbury's. Like the fact that they throw like gum in here is weird. And again, this is 2012, so this is so dated. Like I was munching on Orbit in 2012, but I haven't touched it since 2013.
Here's what Claude says currently, and it actually looks like almost the exact same.
Okay.
M&M's led all the candy brands in sales, but Reese's Peanut Butter Cup was the number one selling brand overall with over $2.6 billion in sales. Yeah, that is wild. I almost never see people eating Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. Snickers, Reese, Hershey. But candy is I don't know. Candy seems like it might be on the outs because
you don't ever see like an adult walking down the street like popping Skittles in their mouth anymore.
Did people used to do that? Did you used to see people? Really?
Back when you were in 6th grade jailbreaking iPhones and I was in college, dude, kids, adults just used to fucking pop M&Ms, Milka bars, Orbit gum. We would just throw it all in there and then wash it down with a Sobe energy drink.
Right. Yeah. And 3 sodas.
Yep.
Okay. So we've talked about this topic a few times before, the ultimate surveillance state and also clipping everything. The next time you meet up with your friend, check his pockets and check the back of his phone. Okay, because Hey Pocket is your note taker for real world meetings. Nobody's surprised that this is here. Like, obviously, when the AI note takers became a thing, like this was bound to happen. It's a hardware. They said they've delivered over 30K units with a $27 million annualized run rate, growing 50% over month. So this thing, you snap it to the back of your phone, or you can just hold it up and you flip a switch, and then it records your in-person meeting. And yeah, there's a couple of these AI note taker phone, Plod.
What
it makes a good.
Their revenue is?
It said they had a $27 million annualized run rate with delivered over 30K units. So what does that shake out to? 9,000 unit. Wait, each unit would have to be $900, but I'm sure they have a subscription.
Right.
Okay, so here, let's buy one. Let's buy it right now. Wow. Lock it in today. No subscription required.
What?
Okay, 130 bones. And then who knows how much the subscription is. There's 3 microphones on it. The thing is, I'm like curious. So in some states, you can record a phone call without anyone else knowing. In other states, it's a 2-party consent state, meaning both parties have to be aware that the conversation is being recorded for it to be lawful. And I'm wondering where this stands, since it's not technically like a phone call, but it's also like pretty much the same thing. You're recording someone without them knowing a lot of the time. So I'm wondering if any, how this works like legally.
I think it's super illegal, is my guess.
Because it's like, and also if you sit down with someone, they go, hey, by the way, I'm recording this on my pocket. I'm going to go, okay, well, I'm just like, fuck this.
I don't have it bookmarked, but there was just a company. Let me see. Maybe they're on the top of TechCrunch. There was just a company that raised a ton of money to do recording with a ring. Like ring.
Even better.
Let's see. This tiny. Yeah, I don't know. There was one at CES, but there was one that launched today. I didn't bookmark it.
Well, this just in from Happy Dad Seltzer. Thrive Capital and Andreessen Horowitz to lead $4 billion annual round. So obviously, the best thing about this is that it's going from Happy Dad Seltzer. This is where the world is at. Nelk's alcohol brand is now breaking news about venture capital.
Funny enough, I saw that the who's the CEO of Happy Dad? This Sam Shahidi guy was just with Elon and like got like a SpaceX tour and took a picture with him last week.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe this Sam guy is super based.
Let me find him on the X. Let's see. Sam. Yeah, I was trying to make a joke about this last week, but I couldn't get it right. That was like, just canceled my paid Claude, paid Bloomberg, paid whatever. Now all I have to do is subscribe to Happy Dad for all the business news. Couldn't get it right, but like it's unbelievable that,
By the way, Vochi note-taking ring, the world's first note-taking ring. 1-click instant record. So this is perfect for recording people secretly.
It's wild. Yeah, so this is like this is Nelk's like business manager and the
wow.
Total goober. Like one of the founders of Happy Dad as well.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Nelk, Kyle Forgard, and this guy. All these energy drinks are, there was Prime, the Travis Scott one, the Nelk one. What else?
There were so many. The
drinks.
Bob Does Sports guys had a thing.
They had a drink. Oh, I guess the Barstool brands, but now Barstool definitely did it the best. First of all, did you ever drink Barstool Pink Whitney? The neon pink vodka?
No, I heard it's worse for you than the vaccine, so I didn't do it.
Okay, so I'm sure they like technically didn't strike out with this. I've had it against my will a few times.
It's just like lemonade and vodka, right?
Yeah. Oh, wow. Now it's rare, apparently. So they must have gotten sued. But you know what they didn't strike out on? Wait, I think I'm getting this right. I believe that they did High Noon, right?
Yeah.
Oh, partnership. Okay. So I thought they made it. But anyway, High Noon has completely blown up.
Yep.
Let's see what the revenue is. If it's Okay, retail sales exceeding 1.5 billion. So I wonder what their partnership looks like. But that's got to be. And I'm also wondering how Feastables are doing. Feastables and Lunchly, which are MrBeast / Logan Paul venture. Ryan Trahan has Candy, so this guy's like a
Right.
YouTuber. Joyride, and I see it in a ton of stores. 10 million and 33 million. Anyways, these creator-led influencer, and like Hailey Bieber's makeup brand sold to Elf for like a crazy amount. So that's like the future. So it's like, would you rather become a creator and then like get in or start a company, or be a founder and then have to like work your way to creator? Because like those are the two paths. And then there's like the elite subsection of people who are just elite founders and not marketing folks.
Well, I feel like nothing. I mean, the only thing maybe more valuable than B2B SaaS is like a super catchy consumer product. That is like the
Right.
dream for everybody. Like I've had, like, because B2B SaaS is so like lucrative if you do it, or just B2B services, anything selling to business. But if it's software, or now if it's like an AI thing, obviously the multiples on that can be so crazy. But like, yeah, what the Jenners have done, or the Kardashians or whatever have done across like all these different makeup brands and skincare things and Skims and like all this shit is wild. And now like, yeah, like Ryan Trahan, it doesn't make sense for him to have like a accounting SaaS, so he kind of has to his audience sell something that feels a little bit more like MrBeast like. But when you get to MrBeast level, then you're like playing both sides of it, where he's like buying banks,
right?
And he's also selling, candy in Target. So
right. Okay, this was another thing I forgot I had bookmarked. Great counter post to these secret video recorders, the rings that record secretly. This I'm legitimately going to buy. Okay, if it's less than $500, I'm going to buy this and wear it everywhere I go. Okay, so you have 1 million people. Yeah, record everybody, make it content. Okay, then you have Based, Ida, Baradari introducing Specter, the smart device to stop unwanted audio recordings. Okay, so, and this video is sick.
Devices and AI recorders are all around us, collecting our conversations and turning them into data. Our data is leaked, sold, and used to influence us, our behaviors, our opinions, our sense of self.
First of all, please get a Shure mic. But beside that, love the product.
But it doesn't have to be this way. I'm Ida from The Valence, and today we're introducing Specter 1, the first smart device that stops unwanted audio recordings from happening around you. Specter 1 finds nearby microphones and sends out customized audio cancellation signals so you can go about your day with peace of mind. You become inaudible with one simple click.
So this is what it sounds like if you have this thing activated.
Why is it big as hell?
Yeah, I forgot that it was that big, and it kind of defeats the purpose a little bit, where it's like, yeah, I just want this in my pocket and people don't know.
Become inaudible with one simple click.
So you're gonna bring this to everywhere you go now and just put it on the table and click it. And be like, no, it's not recording you. It's making sure that no one else is recording me.
Really?
Just trust me.
Yeah, it looks shady as hell.
Imagine taking a Instagram video at dinner. Like you're at someone's birthday dinner. You're like, let's go, yo. And then
Dude, I'm gonna show up to the next live stream with one of these. I'm gonna be like, dude, are you recording me? And then I'm just gonna hit it and hold it over my Shure mic.
So yeah. Anyways, great idea. I'm actually not gonna buy one. Once they make it smaller and I can like put it in my wallet or like on my phone or in my pocket, then I'll buy it. I'm not gonna bring that whole puck around. But Good technology.
That's so good. The one of the last things that I have for us today is along these like street style interviews that have taken over the world, where they run up to somebody and it's all pre-planned and it's like, yo, can I see your apartment? Hey, how did you get so fit? Hey, how much money do you make? What's 10 life lessons that you have for the kids? This is the best one. Shout out to Charlie Light, friend of the show.
So how much do you make a year in Orlando?
It's in millions.
So how much exactly?
0.1 million.
His like the smile to the deadpan is so good.
I had a tweet a while ago where the year is 2049 and there's no pedestrians. It's just all street interviewers. Like, you're going to leave your house and there's going to be like 12 street interviewers on either side of you. And it's going to be like scammers in these European countries where it's like they're all trying to come up to you. And it's going to be, there's going to need to be tools to just like avoid street interviewers, because they're going to be like, yo, try this drink. Yo, how much money do you make?
There was the closest to the current like Russian nesting doll version of that I've seen on YouTube is there was one of those street interviewers that was like, asking billionaires how they got rich. Then there was a guy who was like reacting to asking billionaires who got rich, and like all these streamers like one-upped each other. So it was like reacting to this reaction of billionaires' advice on getting rich, reacting to the reaction of the and it was like 7 deep. It was so good. And they like all had their faces like overlaid and they're just like all talking over one another. That's like what the world is.
It's going to be, I mentioned this a few streams ago, but we're going to get to the point with these smart glasses and these different devices where you'll be able to, like, at the end of the day, when you sit down after a long day of work and fun and whatever activities and hobbies, you'll sit down in your bed and you'll get a curated like library of clips from throughout your day. Like, oh, remember this really funny joke, or like you had this great one-liner when you were ordering a coffee, or like your kid like hugged you. And then anyways, so you'll have these clips you can post, okay, to social media, but then you can also do reactions to your own life moments and be like, oh, guys, I couldn't believe this just happened. And it'll be like a reaction to your own life. And it's gonna drive people absolutely insane.
Dude, I made the perfect smoothie. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. It tasted so good. You should have been there. Wild. Well, you got anything else? Should we say
nope.
Thursday?
Until next time, make sure that you have your audio blur on. Bring your AI note taker ring everywhere.
We did a real shit job of shouting out our sponsors this stream because we haven't been used to it. HireOverseas.com, usenapa.com, numeral.com.
We're gonna do 3 ad reads on Thursday to make up for it, guys. Please.
The whole Thursday stream is going to be an ad read for HireOverseas.com, usenapa.com, and numeral.com.
Until next time.